In this video, we're going to display how to update your workstation from the server. The following will describe what you do if you are doing this for the first time on a computer. If you want to skip all this, go to about the 3.5 minute point. The only things stored on the workstation are the programs. All the data and all the things dealing with forms are stored on the server. How to update that will be the point of another video. This diagram gives you an idea of what we're talking about. The box on the right is the server, and it contains the programs, the database, the form issues, the documentation, and so on. The boxes on the left, two of them being shown, are the workstations, which is where most of the people have their computers. Those computers only contain the programs, which are in the auto and bin files. They are connected to the server by a network, unless the server and the workstation is the same computer. What we're going to try and show in this video is how to update the workstation's programs from the server. To get started, you bring up the screen with all the horsies and you click the Sync button. The screen comes up and by default is configured to work as a workstation. You know that because the only thing enabled is the bin file. The bin file contains all of the binary executable. You can also see that there is a place to copy from, which is generally the server, and a place to copy to, which is generally somewhere on your local computer. There's a date, and that's useful to know because sometimes the server will say it has a newer version available for you, and you would want to download it. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. When it comes up, there's three things you want to look for. If you haven't used this program before on this computer, the system will try and generate the proper copy from and copy to locations, but it's making a guess. Sometimes it gets it wrong. The way it gets it wrong is sometimes you may or may not have to have a slash on the end of the copy from. The way you know that is to click the Find It button, and if it gives you all check marks, that's not correct. So if there is a slash, get rid of it. And if there isn't a slash, put one in and then click Find again. So what you should normally get is just a few check marks. Once you have this correct, you can click this Rebuild button. And what that will do is the next time the program comes up, it will come up with these settings as the default. The third thing you want to do is when you first come up, it may or may not tell you that the sync program itself needs to be updated. The problem is, in Windows, a program cannot update itself when it's running. So what we have to do is to kick off another program, which will do the updating for the sync folders program, and then bring the sync folders back. So if you click on Yes, you get this screen popping up. It says we're going to copy the sync folders from the Z file, which is where our server is, to the local file. Going to click Do It. Our program now comes back again, but this time updated to a later date. To select what you're going to copy, click the Find button. This looks at everything on the server and everything on your computer. And anything on the server that is a newer date than your computer will get checked. To see this better, you can click this Compress button. These are the only things out of the 40 or 50 items. These 7 items are the only ones that are going to be moved. If you wish to not move something that's there, let's just say this feed config one, you just uncheck it. To finally do the move, click the Do It button. You can see that the progress shows how fast it's going, and as it happens, each checkbox gets unchecked, and down here it tells you the most recent file being copied. So the way this works, Carousel will come in and update your server. We will do that either by TeamViewer or by directly updating you from our web server. We will generally also update the finance office because that's the person that we most often deal with. And if you have more computers than just a server and a finance office, that's where this program comes in. Since I'm mostly working from home and not visiting client offices, it's kind of awkward to wander around by TeamViewer to each and every computer. computer and update them. So I'm providing this tool to somebody in your office to do those updates. Once Carousel is done with whatever it is we were doing at the moment, then somebody has to go around to the other computers in the building and simply run this program on each of those computers. If something Carousel has done is to update a forms file, nobody has to do anything after that because the forms file exists only on the server and the workstations pick these files up through the network. Note that this video does not discuss how to update the server. That will be the subject of another video.